Hey guys, this is Doc and Bean, and we have been busy. Checking off all kinds of stuff off our list. Sometimes I wish we didn't have this much stuff. Like as we were talking earlier, man, this transition would be a lot easier the less stuff you have.
Right.
So if you're out there, try to start minimizing stuff now if this is your plan anyway. So, but
Yeah, if you're older, you're probably going to have more stuff.
yeah,
So, but we did have
some good news.
right.
Yeah.
So what's the good news?
We sold one of our houses.
Yeah.
So that's a plus.
Right.
And one step closer to getting where we need to be. Yeah. So
I mean, that's good. We still have more stuff to do. We have a renovation on a property that we're in the middle of.
yeah.
And it's kind of slow.
Yeah. And you know what? I keep forgetting what they're saying. Oh, tell God your plan and watch him laugh. Because that's what we feel like.
Yeah.
Whoever we had our
It
plan.
was supposed to be
Gone by now.
Yeah, by end of 2024. It's supposed to be gone. It's already 2020.
And I feel like he up there giving me the George Bush laugh, you know? That's what I feel like, because it's, how can you have such a plan and just,
Yeah.
it just goes left? Because we had some hold up with like the permits and stuff for, your house, you feel like, okay, I got it together, everything is going along, and then boom. So that is kind of one of the issues with the house, why we haven't left yet, because our plan was to leave in January. But now we're kind of like holding off on that. We have to wait for that house to be totally renovated, because
even before January, we should have been at the end of 2024. We should have been gone before the end. But you have stuff, and you have stuff to take care of, and you have inspections and permits and other people that control the stuff you own more than you do. So you got to deal with that.
Yeah, and then you're like small fish in a big pond, right? They have things around that you really have no control of. You're at the mercy of somebody else telling you what to do with your stuff. So kind of have to humble yourself and be like, listen, this is my stuff. Why do I gotta right? Why do I have to pay you to do certain things with something that I own?
Right.
But we try to look at it as it is what it is. Some of us. And that we are going to get to our goal. It's just that, sometimes they throw a wrench in it and you're like, okay, well, let's pivot, right? You're good at pivoting, right? A little boxing analogy.
Yeah. So, people been asking us when is your date?
Yeah.
And like we said, because we have things to take care of, we can't have a date. We can't buy a ticket next month and say we're leaving this month because we still have things to clean up.
Right.
So we are at the mercy of the things to clean up.
Yeah.
So we don't actually have a concrete date. We just have a roundabout where this stuff should be finished.
Yeah. And if you're adulting properly, you would know that you can't just up and leave. If you have accumulated stuff throughout your life, you have to actually, handle it before you can actually leave. And this is where, if you have less stuff, it works for you. If you don't own a house, if you don't, own all these things, then you can just up and leave.
Right.
It would be such a smooth transition. That's why you can see kids do it. What do they have? They could just, have a bunch of money or have some money for the year and let me go, and then I'll wing it while we're there. Like we're cannot do that at all. Not when you're an adult. And what you gonna say when you run out of money up there, Ma? Can I come live in your basement? I ran out of money. Like it's just not possible.
No.
So for us, every T has to be crossed, every I has to be dotted.
Yeah.
Yeah. For us to feel comfortable, because that's what it is. So you have to feel comfortable making a move like this, and that you're going to be stable. Because for us, we want to be stable. We're at the age where stability is first.
Right.
Right. So yeah. But what else we got to update on? No, I think that's pretty it. We've been checking off like all the textile stuff we've been doing as well. And income, we'll talk about that in another video, but we just want to make sure, okay, and when you apply for visas, all these things we still have to do, all these things are already done. So it's just a process, and you have to trust the process as much as you can. Try not to get frustrated. Try not to get frustrated, which is gonna be hard because you have other factors that can play a role in the move you want to make. But what you gonna do, right? You can't throw on your gloves and fight everybody. Like, that's not how it works here. So the house we're in, it is up for sale too. We've had some traffic coming through, but we're kind of like happy it hasn't sold because of all the.
So then we're gonna be homeless.
Yeah, because then we would be homeless because of the other house not being fully finished. Yeah.
Our plan was to have our renovation done, and then this house sells after, and then we can leave.
We can split. But so we're not too sad that this house hasn't sold yet. Even though the market is not the greatest right now, for what do I say? It's a buyer's market. I don't know.
Yeah. So, but either way, we're still waiting for this one to sell.
Yeah.
Now, questions of why we didn't rent this house or even Airbnb this house. And
because the location we can do that.
Yeah. But for me, I wanted less stress.
Yeah.
I have rental properties for 20 years.
Right.
And people never talk about the stress of it. They always talk about the good side of it. And I wanted to be
free.
Yeah. Yeah. Free. So.
Yeah, and certain things like you don't look at, people be like, oh man, money's coming in and all this stuff. But is it worth the stress? Is it worth the mental space you want to give it? And that's a choice you have to make, Also, because we kind of, and this was more you, like really teetered with the idea of buying property, overseas or wherever we meant to in Thailand. I know.
No, I did. This was just ego. This was just ego because I own in America and I wanted to flex and say I own the international property. That's just ego.
Yeah.
I want to do that. We probably won't. We probably won't because I'm just not buying anything else. We just going to rent and be free.
Yeah, because then you're tied to something and you don't know what's happening in the world, and then you have this property and you're not really a citizen unless you go through that whole process, and but you own property there. So for us, we were like, it's not it wasn't a good idea. But
and in certain places the rent it outweighs buying a property as far as how cheap the rent is compared to the sale price of a property. And America's a little different. So it's even up or maybe even more. Sometimes it's better. A lot of times it's better to buy because rents are so high. But when you go to other countries, rents are so low, that it's actually better to rent than to buy something. And like I said, it's less worry because whatever you own, and especially if you own properties, you're going to have worry.
That comes with responsibility. You want to be responsible, you got to be accountable for all the things that come with it, So, K's to be the boss. Or is that what it says?
No.
What is it? Whatever the saying
Whatever it is.
Yeah.
So, our point is to simplify and to be more free. Yeah. That's the whole point with everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was an update of what we've been doing so far. We got some good news, some bad news, but hey, we are still taking steps. So like, share, subscribe. We appreciate everyone for subscribing and following along on our journey, right? So see you guys later.
Peace.
Peace.